Not sure whether you want to visit Lamar Valley or Hayden Valley on your Yellowstone trip? We're gonna go over the benefits of each one. Hey there, I'm Alex from Alex on the Map, and I've been to over 30 national parks and Yellowstone many times. Growing up in Montana, I used to go there as a kid with my family. And now I like to go back as an adult as much as I possibly can. I'm gonna preface this video by saying you can't go wrong on going to either Lamar or Hayden on your trip. We're gonna go into detail a little bit more about why you wanna choose one over the other, but you're gonna wanna know that no matter what, you're probably gonna see something pretty cool while you're there. I'm gonna provide some more information on each valley for you, and include some pros and cons to help you make the choice that's right for you. One quick tip before we get started: if you see a vehicle pulled off on the side of the road, that usually means that there might be some wildlife in the area. That means you're probably going to want to find a turnout nearby and take a look for yourself. Okay, let's start with Lamar Valley. Lamar Valley is well known for being one of the best spots to see wildlife in the United States. It's known as America's Serengeti, and it is pretty incredible for seeing the types of wildlife that you're going to find in Yellowstone. I think the most bison I've ever seen is by driving through Lamar Valley, for sure. You also usually spot some elk or some pronghorn antelope as well. Also, if you are looking for Yellowstone's predators, wolves and bears, they're more likely to be here than in Hayden Valley. This is the spot they decide to hang out the most over other areas of the park, so just keeping that in mind. That doesn't mean that you won't see them in other areas. This is just the area that they like the most. It also is less popular than Hayden Valley because Lamar Valley is located in the northeast corner of the park, so it's a little bit removed from all the main attractions. This can be amazing if wildlife spotting is a top priority, not so great if you're looking to see the other things in the park and you want amenities like restaurants. Another plus is if you are planning on visiting Yellowstone in winter, Lamar Valley stays open all year round. This is also a great time to see wildlife because the park is a lot quieter during this time. So this is where you're going to want to go if you want to see that wildlife and that beautiful winter snow. Okay, I'm going to go over some of the pros and cons of visiting Lamar Valley over Hayden Valley. Some of the pros include a greater variety of wildlife. You're probably more likely to see some of Yellowstone's main players, wolves and grizzlies, in this area. There also tend to be fewer crowds in this area because it is located in a more remote area of the park. And another pro is that it remains open in the winter so you can visit year-round. Some of the cons I see is that it is located farther away from the main attractions like the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone and Old Faithful. I also don't think it's best if you have a limited amount of time in the park, say a day, because it can take a few hours to get there and get back, and you might end up missing some other things as well. Alright, let's chat a little bit about Hayden Valley. Hayden Valley is located smack dab in the middle of the park, making it really easy to get to the other attractions in Yellowstone. It is a popular spot, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth visiting. Honestly, I find the scenery in Hayden Valley kind of nicer than you will see in Lamar Valley. It's really expansive and you're likely to see a ton of bison wandering around, and I think it just makes for better photos actually. However, you are less likely to see some of the main stars of the show like wolves and bears. Again, that doesn't mean that they aren't there, it just means that they're less likely to hang out there. And of course, you're closer to all the main attractions like Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone, Old Faithful, and the Grand Prismatic Spring. This means that you can fit it all within one day if you need to. Alright, here's some of the pros of visiting Hayden Valley over Lamar Valley. Again, you're located next to all the other attractions in the park, so you can often hit it up on the way to go seeing something else. Again, I find the scenery a little bit more impressive than what you will find in Lamar Valley. Lamar Valley feels a little bit more enclosed. And here are some of the cons of Hayden Valley. There are a lot more people, meaning that you're going to have more traffic overall, and you're going to have a harder time finding a parking spot when you go to a turnout. It also might make it harder to get a good picture if you're taking them off the side of the road. I would say there's a little less variety of wildlife. I've only ever really seen bison and elk in this area, and some swans, I guess. But again, don't think that you won't see these animals there, it's just maybe a little less likely. And Hayden Valley is closed in the winter, so if you are planning on visiting during this time, then you won't be able to go see it anyway. Are you struggling planning on planning your national park trip, let's face it, between accommodations, figuring out the reservation system, and a lot more, it's just overwhelming planning your national park trip sometimes. This can cost you a lot of time and money just figuring out your itinerary. If you're looking for some help planning your trip, I offer a custom national park itinerary service that walks you through day by day what you need to know before you go. This itinerary will save you a lot of time and money and allows you to get to the park and actually enjoy your trip instead of worrying about all the details. I plan hundreds of national park trips for clients, which has helped them enjoy their whole experience a lot more. So what does one of these custom itineraries include? You can expect reservation information if needed, suggestions on where to stay, what to eat, and what to do, and tips and recommendations for your specific park. You'll love the itinerary I plan for you, or you get your money back. Here are some testimonials from some of my clients. Alex was very responsive to my request for assistance in planning our upcoming trip to Glacier National Park. We were unfamiliar with the park, and it was helpful to get specific recommendations of where to stay, eat, and what to do while we're out there to make the most of our vacation from Barbara. Alex was more than prompt in responding to my request for an itinerary. Her selections fit perfectly with the criteria I requested. She's been great about following up and making sure that our needs are met. From Samantha. If you're interested in this, I offer a 15-minute consultation call for free where you can tell me about your concerns for your national park trip, and I can give you more information on how I can help you. You can find that out in the description below and book your call there. Alright, here are some common FAQs I get about Hayden Valley versus Lamar Valley. Where is Lamar Valley located in Yellowstone? Lamar Valley is located in the northeastern part of the park. It runs from Tower Junction in the west to the east entrance in the east. This is a pretty big valley, and it's a pretty long drive if you plan on doing it from one end to the other. Where is Hayden Valley located in Yellowstone? Hayden Valley is located pretty much smack dab in the middle of it. It makes it really easy to go check out the other things that might be on your list when you want to explore Yellowstone. Which valley is better for seeing wildlife? I wouldn't really say one is better than the other. It just kind of depends what you want out of your experience. This is a national park, it's not a zoo, so there's no guarantee that you're going to see really anything at all for sure. Personally, when visiting, I would base it more on how much time you have, several days or one day to explore, rather than on what wildlife you're going to see. Which is best for one day in Yellowstone? As mentioned earlier, I think Hayden Valley is the best because Yellowstone is a very large park. Getting to and from Lamar Valley can take some time, so Hayden Valley makes it more convenient if you want to go see and do other things. And finally, do the valleys close in the winter? Hayden Valley does, Lamar Valley does not. I hope this has helped you decide whether you would prefer to visit Hayden Valley or Lamar Valley. Before you leave, if you want to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification, you're going to get updates and more tips on national parks to help you plan the trip of a lifetime.